And welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live at the Intercontinental Hotel. This is why we do some of the shows that we do, to inspire some of you out there. I certainly have been inspired by a 20-year-old young lady with albinism. They're just normal people, she says. And she is, and she's proving it. Listen up. Her Twitter handle is @GraceMaya, M-A-Y-A. Mine is @Koinange Jeff, the hashtag people with albinism. And we're joined also with the woman who began this foundation, Dr. Choksi Foundation for People with Albinism. Albinism Foundation. Incredible. She's helped more than 660 people with albinism so far and counting. You still didn't tell me, Doc, how many people in Kenya have albinism? About 20,000? More than 20,000?
My estimate is should be about 15 to 20,000 people. Yes, yeah, my estimate is that much, yeah.
Wow.
Because from big to part, yeah.
Your foundation, and you know, we're going to put this up right now because you have a fantastic logo, and you can hold this, and Gracie, you can hold it as well. Okay. But let me ask, where do you get the funding from? Because you know, you're giving free, i.e., whatever examination, your free glasses, free everything almost.
I think, you know, a lot of people actually come forward when they know that the person who is actually doing is as a genuine person, and yeah, and especially I think Asian community has really gone out of the way to help me. I got a lot of support from Raja Foundation, from now banks are coming forward, a lot of people. But I think one person I would really give a full credit for our program success is a person called Mr. Zul Nimji of 3Z Foundation. Because when I offered that I will see them free of cost, he said, Dr. Choksi, I will pay for the glasses. Because I could have seen them from morning to evening. If people who come, you will be surprised, Jeff, that children come to me from Kakamega, Meru, without shoes. Some of them are so poor because fathers have given up have left the woman. Children are growing up with grandparents. Grandparents are already very old. You know, raising them up is a real challenge. So we have seen many children coming with absolutely torn clothes, no shoes, and all these things. And how would they buy glasses worth 5,000 or 5,500? Right. Even my consultation charges are quite a bit. So I think
any black people giving you money?
I think they have. Quite a bit of people did come forward.
Sure?
Yeah, yes.
No, don't be polite. This is not a program to be polite.
Mr. James Jagwa, the moment he knew that I had started my foundation, just immediately transferred money in my account. Yeah, so there are wonderful people around. I think there are really wonderful people around. But yes, I think it's a bit of a challenge because, see, a lot of money does come for people with albinism. But I just want to highlight some of the problems that we actually face. Like, you know, suppose a lot of money, I think, came for the sunscreen, and sunscreen did reach to a lot of clinics in Kenya. But suppose the child is so poor that he does not have money to go to for the transport to go to the clinic to collect. How does it reach him? There are a lot of money comes to Kenya for awareness raising. Now the style of awareness raising is you do workshops. The people who conduct the workshop take a big chunk of money. People who sit there are hardly given 500 shillings, which might not be even their bus fare. So there is money. It's not that it's not there, but I think, you know, you have to actually reach out. Every person has a different need. Like so many children, like because of being single parent children or children living with grandparents, they brought to my notice about 4 or 5 years ago that many of these children are being chased away from school because of lack of school fees. I had no intention of paying school fees in the beginning, and at the moment I'm paying school. Our foundation pays full school fees for 50 albino children.
Okay, I'm going to ask you how people can get in touch with you in a moment, but before that, what does this logo mean?
Now, when we were creating logo, I think, you know, sometimes just works. The two brown hands are the hands of the trustees and the members of the foundation. This foundation has been formed by 11 young women with albinism. I chose women because I feel if it's a person with albinism, a man, he will somehow get a wife and have children. Women find it very difficult to get married, especially with albinism. So my program is with 11 girls with albinism as my members. So these two brown hands signify the hands of the trustees and the members. The two black figures are the parents of children with albinism and families in which a child with albinism is growing. The white figure in the middle is a happy albino child with the hands up, and that is the aim of our foundation. The map of Africa is the black world where the white children with albinism live, and our help ever hurt never is the motto that I want to really is to appeal to the world, stop killing of the albino children in Africa, because Africa is the only continent that continues. My heart pained when I heard that in Angola they have not seen children with albinism go to school. Please, these children are normal children. They are extremely brilliant. If we show you some of the results of our children who perform in school, all the children that I sponsor, almost 99% of them come in the first 5 in the class. They are extremely clever. Grace is also studying on scholarship, so you just have to give them a chance to unlock their potential and do that.
I think after they've listened to Gracie today, I think a lot of minds will change overnight, because this is the future right here.
Yes.
And she said it. We're just normal people, she says.
And Kenya is lucky. We have Mumbi Guge as a High Court judge.
Yep.
We have Isaac Mavra as
correct.
And we have so many more.
Do you see others, Gracie? Do you see others coming up? You've dealt with a lot of people with albinism. Are there others coming up?
Yeah. When you talk to someone, you see them after 2 days or 2 years, you see a change in them. Yeah. So when you try to encourage someone, you just reach out. Yeah. All you have to do is reach out and spread some love.
This new constitution of ours, has it been helpful for folks like you?
Not really, because now they're grouping people with albinism as disabled. I don't like that. I don't like that, because I have both arms, both legs, both eyes. So they're grouping us as people with disabilities. So I think that's a different category altogether. So it doesn't really favor people with albinism, according to me.
It's a good point, Doctor. Can you imagine just being dumped in a group of people?
That's exactly. But you see, I think for the time being, because we really have a long way to go, by the time people learn more about people with albinism, accept them in the society and all that, I think it might be still an advantage for them to be put in the group of disability, because really the way the situation has, the present generation, many of them are, like I told you, single parent children from very low socioeconomic and being grouped in the disability might give them a little advantage, because they might get more support for education.
But Gracie doesn't want to be categorized.
No, neither Mumbi Gugi. She is also very vehement that she doesn't want to be categorized in that. But I think majority of the people, if you really see 70-80% of the people, I think it might be a good idea for us to just, I think as the society understands this condition, as the ignorance is banished and people accept people with albinism in their houses, in their lives, so when Grace gets a boyfriend, we should know that we have
absolutely can't wait. I'll tweet it. I'll spread the word.
No.
Doctor, if someone wants to get in touch with you, like you say, they're so poor, they're from a village somewhere up there, and they don't know how to get in touch. They come without shoes or without, torn clothes and stuff. How do they get in touch? I'm
actually very grateful to one of my friends, Mrs. Jyoti Mukherjee. She runs the Software Technologies and Institute of Software Technologies. She actually did it as a CSR project to give us our website. It is www.albinismfoundation.com. Our email dr.c@albinismfoundation is our email address. It's all given in our brochures.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the screen as well.
So we have a website. People can get in touch with us on the website. And yes, as long as we are also trying to reach through my foundation. I want to reach children with orphan children. I want to reach children with disabilities. I want to reach children, underprivileged children. Because imagine if the mother if the 4th child was an albino and the mother was thrown away from the house after the 4th child. Imagine what happens to the other 3 then. They also become underprivileged, or some of them, as soon as a child is born with albinism, the rest of the brothers and sisters don't even get an education, and it's really the situation. So we don't want to just reach them, it's also to reach the families where children with albinism are there.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a long way.
We have a long way to go, but at least it's better than Tanzania or Ivory Coast, or where they literally sacrifice them.
Kenya is wonderful. Kenya is wonderful, and we have wonderful role models. If you see even the 11 girls with whom I have started this foundation, amazing women.
Yeah.
Amazing women.
Gracie, if God willing, you have a child a few years from now who has albinism, what are you going to tell them? How are you going to teach them that they are normal like you?
They just see me, so I'll be the inspiration. And they won't even have questions like...
What if they go out and say, Mommy, they're laughing at me because I'm different from them? What would you tell them?
You are unique and you are special. Yeah. I think they'll just have to... Because the way you bring up a child and the way you accept them, that's the mindset they'll have. So if they feel accepted and loved, they won't even have questions. That's why I didn't even ask my mom, how come I'm like this?
Yeah.
You know, I got all the love and support I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Doctor, I was asking Grace earlier on, I mean, has she ever thought of having wished she was black? Or with melanin, for lack of a better word? And he said no.
I'm good.
Actually, if we really see nicely with the eyes the way I see, I think an albino child or an albino girl is the most beautiful creation of God. Really, the most beautiful. They are more beautiful than people with black skin. Really.
Well, this one is very beautiful and confident.
But you see all of them. You see our pictures and you see our photographs. They are really beautiful. And I think somehow or the other, with the confidence that they have developed now with our foundation and how we are reaching and how I interact with them as well.
Yeah.
I think they are all. I have not seen anybody who is really very. Oh, I wish I was black or something. They are quite comfortable with the skin.
Okay, but people out there, for the rest of us, have we just been ignorant or uninformed, or what is it about us?
I really don't know. I think probably it is ignorance, it is poverty, and the worst is the tropical climate. People have never realized that, you know, people staying in Africa are so much exposed to the sun. And I think the medical profession also has somehow failed people with albinism, because when a child is born with albinism, it's such an important thing for the correct diagnosis. And really speaking, is the eyes. The ophthalmologist will be able to tell whether it's an albino child or a normal white child. You know, of course, yeah, some children can be fathered by Muzungu fathers, but the eye specialist will be able to tell whether it's an albino child or a normal child. And I think that's the thing. So correct diagnosis at birth, a support for the family when a child is born like that. And there we are playing a very good, big role, because I have people like Grace who are role models. Because parents also tend to get worried that their skins are so sensitive, they'll need a lot of expense for sunscreen and all that. And we have to tell, just take care that the child is not in the sun after 6 o'clock in the evening. Let the child do what he or she wants to do. Let them play normally. Eyesight, let them grow up normally. When we come to the stage that they are not able to see or going to school, what we generally advocate is every child should have glasses between 6 to 7 years of age. Well, when they're going to primary school, if I give glasses to very young ones, they'll keep on breaking them. And you know, at the moment, it's financial constraints also there. So we give glasses when the child is entering for standard 1, and let the child sit in the front. Yeah. Let the teachers give him notes after the class. So for close-up, you see, if you ask Grace to read, she'll not be able to read here because of he brings something very close to read. But close they can read.
Well, some of us do the same thing, and you know,
and
we're supposed to be normal. And some of us had bloodshot eyes and we're supposed to be normal.
Almost 60 to 70% of our children or people with albinism in Kenya, my own observation, are short-sighted. Now, short-sighted people may not see far, but reading they can. They can do their school, they can go to the class. You know, a sympathetic approach by the teachers goes a long way for this child to be accepted in school. And I think that's the best way of creating awareness. Absolutely. When I'm putting a child in a normal school, the child is teaching the whole school that how normal he is and how beautifully he's studying.
All right, Gracie, we've got about a minute and change to go. This is your camera over here.
Okay.
Look at your people out there. Look at all of us out there and tell them what you need to tell them. You got about a minute.
Alright, people with albinism are normal, so I'll just like to tell everyone else that don't see me as maybe strange or weird or anything. I'm just normal, just like you, and given opportunities and a little push, but mainly opportunity, I'll just achieve anything that a normal person can achieve, or even more, because you have the drive in you to prove the world, to prove it different there. Yeah.
And you bleed just like the rest of us if I was to cut you?
Yeah, red blood, not blue. Not blue blood, red blood.
There's so much confidence, incredible.
This girl has really brought to our organization.
And you knew her when she was 4?
Yeah. She's among my first patients I saw in Kenya after coming from India.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You going to get back? Or you are already?
I am.
Why would you find all this time? You have school in the evenings, you're working for Dr. Choksy.
With a lot of discipline. You have to be really disciplined, and I have to really manage my time well.
Yeah, so, yeah. And it's a good thing you don't have a boyfriend. You know, they're very distracting, by the way.
I didn't say that.
Dr. Choksy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck. Well Well done.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Yeah, good.
Keep doing what you're doing. Gracie, you're an inspiration.
Thank you.
At 20 years old.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well done. At Grace Maya, M-A-Y-A, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag is JKL. And we got a new line for you tonight. Help ever, hurt never. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Look at that. It's easy to remember sometimes.
Yeah.
Help ever, hurt never. People with albinism are just like the rest of us. In fact, like Dr. Choksy said, they're probably even better looking than us. Much. Wow. What an inspiration. What a Thursday. What a show. This is what we mean when we talk about inspiration. And yes, uniting this nation because we are all one people. Thanks so much for watching. Next week, new week, new topic, new guests, new theme, same place, same time. Right here on Kenya's television network, KTN. Keep watching. Thanks for watching. Good night.